Welcome everyone. This PowerPoint presentation will prepare you for course registration for the 2023-24 school year. Let's get started. Here's what to expect. On January 17th, 18th, and 19th, students will report to the BPAC during their study hall for information sessions. On those same evenings, the parents of each grade level will have an information meeting in the BPAC at 6 p.m. in the evening. January 20th, students and teachers will discuss any information regarding the recommendations if necessary. The 21st and 22nd, Skyward opens for students to enter their course requests. And on January 23rd, students return the registration forms to their first period teachers. The registration forms must have the student and parent signature and date.
This is an example of your registration form. Each of you should have received one that's individualized for you with your last and first name listed at the top. And you'll also notice that the teachers have already made their recommendations for your English, Math, Science, and Social Studies courses. For Social Studies, you'll notice that only the level was recommended, Standard, Honors, or AP. We're leaving the specific course up to you, but the level has already been chosen by the teacher. You'll also need to fill out lines 5 and 6 with either a fine art, perhaps a foreign language class, a focus area class, or another elective of your choosing. Please notice all the information on the registration form, such as the last day for schedule changes, May 13th, and it has a discussion on there about overrides. At the bottom, it lists information about the Tennessee Hope Scholarship. Please review that. And also the graduation requirements are listed on the bottom right-hand side of the form. If you need a refresher about that while you're filling out the form, it's right there for you. As I mentioned earlier, over the weekend, you're going to input your course request into Skyward. Let's look at the instructions on how to do that.
It is recommended that you use a computer to complete your course requests. Course requests are not available in the Skyward mobile app. To begin selecting courses, students will log into their Skyward Student Access accounts. Course requests cannot be made using a Parent Family Access account. Once you are logged in, choose Schedule from the left-hand menu. Next, locate Course Requests Now Open on the right-hand side and choose the link for Request Courses. You will now be on the Course Requests page. On the left side, you will see Available Courses, and on the right side, you will see Selected Courses. You will also see a search box at the bottom of the page. Use the search box to locate a course. For example, enter ENG into the search box to see all of the English courses that are available. Once you locate the course that you need, select that course by clicking on it, then choose the Add Course button located between the two columns. Your chosen course will now be listed in the Selected Courses area. Please note that the F and S that you will see beside the course names stand for fall and spring. For year-long courses, make sure that both classes are showing in the Selected Courses box. If you accidentally add a course you don't want, highlight it in the Selected Courses column and choose Remove Course. Continue this process until all courses appear in the Selected Courses column. If your school has enabled course alternate requests, you can utilize that feature by choosing the link for View Alternates near the top of the page. Verify that the number of scheduled courses and credits meet the guidelines provided by your administrator. Here is a cheat sheet that should help you find some of your courses. You can typically search for the first 2 or 3 letters of a course to find what you are looking for.
Before you choose your courses for next year, let's do a quick review of the graduation requirements.
Here are the graduation requirements. Every student is required to take English every year of high school. Math is also required every year, and you are required to have 4 credits of math. These are to include Algebra 1, Geometry, and Algebra 2, which must be taken in the building. Science requires 3 credits, 1 of which must be biology, 1 must be chemistry or physics, and then a 3rd science of your choice. Social Studies, 3 credits, which include U.S. History Junior Year and Gov and Econ Senior Year. Foreign Language, 2 credits of the same language. Fine Art, 1 credit. Lifetime Wellness, 1 credit. Personal Finance and PE2 both are of half a credit, and then your focus area is 3 credits, which totals 22 credits for graduation. The focus areas that are offered at Brentwood High School include television and film production, business management, information technology, entrepreneurship, humanities and fine arts, AP, STEM, and the EIC. There are entrepreneurship classes offered both at Brentwood High School and at the EIC in Franklin. So if you have more questions about this, get with your school counselor. This is an example of a 4-year plan. Everyone's will be different and individualized to meet each student's needs and requirements for graduation. Each of you should have a 4-year plan with your school counselor, and each year you will revise this or update this to make sure you have what you need for graduation. The courses in blue are required but could be moved around and taken in a different year or a different slot.
Let's take a look at all the courses offered at Brentwood High School. On the back of your registration form is a complete list of the Brentwood High School course offerings. You'll notice on the left-hand side, it begins with the English courses that we offer, then the math courses, science, and social studies. In the middle are the world languages, and then all the fine art classes that fulfill that 1 credit of a fine art requirements for graduation. Then it talks about physical education. Then on the far right side, it lists the focus area courses under Humanities and Fine Arts, TV and Film, Business Management, Entrepreneurship, Information Technology, STEM, and AP. You'll notice that next to each course listed, there is a number that represents the grade level that's allowed to take that class. Williamson County will be offering some online options for classes for next year. This is a class list for students who plan to remain students at Brentwood High School. You will attend at least 3 classes in our building, but you can also take up to 3 classes online. And this is a list of courses that they're offering for next year. They are going to be offered pending enrollment and teacher availability. If you're wondering if online classes are for you, there is a link here to watch a video that describes what it takes to be successful in an online class. Next, we're going to go over some Williamson County grading policies.
It is very important for you to understand how different course levels can affect your GPA. Honors courses, AP courses, dual credit courses all give different additional percentage points added to quarter grades as well as semester exams. So take a moment to read through this to make sure that you understand it. Dual enrollment courses and online courses are now going to be given letter grades, which will be included in the GPA. The following slide will give you a better idea of how the grades are calculated. This slide shows that the Tennessee Uniform Grading Scale, which determines the Hope Scholarship, and the Williamson County Grading Scale are now the same. and A is 90 to 100, B 80 to 89, C 70 to 79, D 60 to 69, and an F is 59 and below. You also see how many quality points are awarded to a student for each grade received. The bottom shows how being in a regular or a standard course versus an honors course or a dual credit or AP course can affect your GPA. Please take a few minutes and look over this to make sure that you understand it, and if you have any questions, feel free to see your counselor.
Now that you have all this information on the impact of your course levels on your GPA, how do you ultimately decide what courses at which level to take? Here are some things you need to think about. First of all, teacher recommendations. They are incredibly important. Your teachers have seen your work ethic, your ability to work in groups, your contribution to the class, your overall performance. They are very familiar with how you're doing and how they think you'll do in the next level of class. So please take a lot of stock into your teacher recommendations. They're very solid. Look back at your standardized test results. If you took the PSAT, that's a great resource for you. It lists if you're ready to take some AP courses, and it's even very specific about what AP courses you're ready to take. So I would review that if you took the PSAT. Obviously consider your previous grades. A's and B's are a good indication that you might be ready for the next level, but C's and lower, you probably need to stay where you are. And again, that's going to also be reflected in the teacher recommendations, but look back at your previous grades. How busy are you? What are your extracurricular activities? Do you really have time for all these honors and AP classes? Please remember that just because the teacher recommended you, let's say just for like 6 AP classes, doesn't mean you have to take 6 AP classes. Remember that each class deserves a certain amount of time devoted to it, and we want you to be able to look back and say, yeah, I was able to give each one of my classes the time it deserved and my best effort. And that may mean that instead of doing that AP class that you're recommended for, you did honors in order just to give yourself a little relief because you're so busy after school. What are your goals? Do you have a particular major that you're interested in college and you know that this class is going to be good for you? Are you motivated? I hear a lot of students about this time of year tell me, I know I was lazy, I know I wasn't very motivated, but next year I'm going to be. I want you to make the decision on what's happening now, not about what might happen in the future. So how motivated are you? Your organizational skills. For honors and AP level classes, you're going to have to be very organized. You're going to have to be able to meet deadlines. That's our next one. So those two things are also very important. So just thinking about all of those specifics about what go into making a decision about course level, just keep them all in mind.
Let's take a moment to look at the different diplomas available in Williamson County schools.
In Williamson County, we offer 2 honors diplomas. The first one is the Williamson County Honors Diploma. It's awarded to students who have completed the core curriculum and a minimum of 14 credits at the honors or AP level, 4 years of science, and a 3.5 GPA or higher. Credits earned from the middle school will be counted as honors classes. To achieve the Tennessee Diploma with honors, students need to score at or above the subject area readiness benchmarks on the ACT, which currently are English is an 18, math is a 22, reading a 22, and science a 23. There are also 2 distinctions in Williamson County that students can be awarded at graduation. The first one is the Tennessee Diploma with Distinction. Students will be recognized as graduating with distinction by attaining a B average and completing at least one of the following: earn a nationally recognized industry certification, participate in a governor's school, participate in an all-state musical organization, be selected as a National Merit Finalist or Semifinalist, attain a score of 31 or higher composite on the ACT, attain a score of 3 or higher on at least 2 AP placement exams, earn 12 or more semester hours of transcripted post-secondary credit. The second distinction is the work ethic distinction. Students who earn a minimum of 20 points out of a possible 40 on the industry-developed employability standards, as well as a regular high school diploma, shall be recognized in the graduation program. If you have a question about the work ethic distinction, it's mainly for CTE programs, our career and technical program, but you can certainly talk to your school counselor about that. Williamson County students can also be awarded the volunteerism diploma. Basically, the guidelines are that students who voluntarily complete at least 10 hours of community service in each semester the student is enrolled at a Tennessee public school will receive recognition at graduation. So it's 10 hours each semester of high school, and basically students cannot be paid to do the volunteer work. It cannot be work done for a family member. And in order to keep track of these volunteer hours, there is a link at the bottom to a Google Doc. Students will just simply go in and fill out the information each semester. And yes, you can go back and post-date it. That's perfectly fine. And then at the end of the senior year, we tally everything up and we award the volunteerism diplomas to those who meet the criteria. Let's talk about a couple other graduation details and the valedictorian, salutatorian requirements. On the transcript, you'll notice that at the top right-hand corner, there are 2 GPAs listed. One is the Williamson County weighted GPA, which is what's reported to colleges. And then there's the Tennessee Uniform GPA, which is only for the Hope Scholarship. I want to remind everybody that Williamson County Schools does not rank students. So we cannot provide that information to a college or a scholarship organization. On the graduation program each year, we list next to each student's name if they have achieved magna cum laude, or summa cum laude. And you can see here in the middle of the slide the GPAs that are required for each one. For summa cum laude, it's 4.25 and above. Magna cum laude is 4.0 to 4.24. And cum laude is 3.75 to 3.99. So that will be noted with a symbol on the graduation program. For valedictorian and salutatorian, those will be chosen using the following criteria. Students must qualify for the highest Latin system honor, which is a 4.25 or higher. Students must sit for the AP exam for every AP course in which they enrolled, and they must achieve a score of 3 or above on 75% of the AP exams taken. Students have to participate in at least 20 hours of community service above and beyond what's already required for the volunteerism diploma. And students must provide documentation of that to the school counselor. And in the event of multiple students meeting those criteria, then the highest achieved ACT composite determines the valedictorian. On behalf of all the counselors at Brentwood High School, thank you for your attention. We understand that the registration process is a really big deal to families and students, and we also understand that it can feel pretty daunting at times. If you have any further questions or concerns, please feel free to contact your grade level counselor listed below. Have a good evening.